Alright everybody, welcome back to another V Rising. That's right, it's time to get our vampire thing on. And today, we're possibly even getting into the Iron Age. That's right, our time has come. We're going to fight this here boss, learn how to do iron, learn some new weapons, and with that, also move bases somewhere up here in the farmland where we can start gathering up all the new delicious materials. But first things first, we gotta beat this boss, so let's get to it. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and track this boss, even though I'm fairly certain I know it's already in here right next to us. There's a reason I built this temporary base here. We're gonna go over there, and you're gonna need the bear in order to get in, or an explosive. But as we already have the bear, we might as well do that. Alright, as you can see, this is why you need the bear. You need this. Yeah, buddy. Now let's fight our way to the top and kick this boss's butt. What do you think? Alright, so this boss is going to be a little bit more challenging because we're on equal terms with him, but we should be okay.
Try to make this fun for me at least. Show me what you've got. Show me what you've got. Rise to the challenge. A rousing battle.
Oh.
Show me what you've got. Show me what you've got.
I'm so dead.
A rousing battle. Rise to the challenge.
Death. Alright, finally nighttime. The boss is here and ready to go for the fight, as am I. So, we're going to give this another shot. Last time, I didn't use this, so, yeah, that might help a little bit. Let's get started.
A proper challenge. Show me your mettle then. Show me what you got.
Going much better now.
Rise to the challenge. Show me what you've got. Show me what you've got. A rousing battle.
Come on, buddy.
Show me what you've got.
Ooh, I messed up.
Wow. A rousing battle.
Time to die, buddy.
Go ahead. It's what I would do.
Okay. Thank you for being so understanding, buddy. Boosh. And with that, we now can start building a new base and crafting with a new material. A lot of upgrades are in our future. But before that, we get to go and equip our first ultimate. Hell yes. He also gave us this ability that we'll check out here in just a second. But the ultimate is pretty cool. You get a little marker on the ground that you'll see here in a moment, and you'll dash from one side to the other. Wherever you stop dashing will explode. You can use it to push bosses around and stuff like that. Boom. It's definitely not one of my favorites, but it is extremely useful to have one until you get something better. Alright, and the other ability is kind of neat too. Gives you a directional shield similar to the boss. If something hits you during that animation, you'll ricochet some little chaos orbs at them. It's kind of nice, does a little bit extra damage, protects you a bit. The skeleton one is very similar to this, is probably a lot better in my opinion. Alright, now that we're back at base, we're not going to keep any of these things. We're just going to go ahead and take everything apart that we won't need, aka everything. Alright, we're going to start heading towards the next location where we're going to start a base. So I've built a base up here before, and the thing that made this area difficult was this bridge when you were trying to transport, minions back and forth. But I really do like that location, and I think we're going to use it once again for this playthrough. So I have the location marked, and we're going to get heading out. Now, your first time into the farmlands can be a little bit rough, because a lot of the things can be higher level. There's level 50 plus mobs out there. There's a ton and a ton of enemies that have arrows and things like that. When you first cross a bridge right around here, you're going to start seeing horses. We're going to want to grab one ASAP, and that will allow us to transport things a little bit faster. Alright, we're about to cross into some slightly more dangerous territory. As you can see, these even the weaker ones are higher level. The good thing about this section of the map is that a lot of the enemies are going to have much, much better blood for you to snack upon. The downside is, until you start getting iron weapons, they're gonna smack you a little bit, so yeah, try to get those quickly. Keep an eye out for these guys with the torches. They will toss fire bombs at you, and it's not fun. But as you can see here on the map, we came from down here. This area here has a horse that we're going to attempt to steal. It should be in this pen here. Yeah, I just seen it briefly. Let's see if we can sneak around and grab it. Bam! Horse. Looks like the enemies are slightly distracted. Getting used to the horse's steering can be a little bit rough at first, but once you get the swing of it, it's not too bad. If I step over here real quick and I open up my inventory, as you can see, it does have places where you can put in some water. Now, you have a rotation speed, an acceleration, and a max speed. Rotation just lets you turn quicker, basically your handling. And then you have your acceleration, how fast it reaches top speed, and then your max speed. So I've seen the max speed in the double digits before, and I've seen the acceleration get pretty high as well. Don't you knock me off! No! Oh god! No, my horse! It's not a big deal. You can get plenty of horses. We're gonna ignore that one because it's sitting in fire. Yeah, this place is annoying with archers. So a horse's top speed, and you have to figure out what you prefer. I prefer one with acceleration because it's very difficult to get away from enemies if you're starting out real slow. You can press the space bar to encourage the horse to move a bit faster. But as you move through this region and you're looking for places to make your base, you will come across quartz like this, which you can use to make glass. And the other new resource is going to be iron. So you're going to want to grab that. The gemstones in this area actually drop a higher tier gem, which you will need to upgrade your iron weapons to even better ones, as well as making necklaces and things like that. So keep that in mind. Now, the iron, right? Ooh, actually, we're coming across one right here. Perfect. It's pretty standout. I mean, it's got like this blue tint to it, almost silverish, but silver is its own resource. Either way, we want this. So, much like the lower part of the map has a copper mine, there is an iron mine that you can go to, and later on, even a silver mine. So we'll have plenty of opportunities to get the materials, but no sense in passing them up on the way to wherever you're going to make your base. You're also going to come across copper and sulfur up here as well. You don't lose access to these materials. You can go and get them in higher quantities in the south, but they do actually spawn up here, which is nice. Alright, and we've made it to our base building location. First things first, we need a heart. Bam. And then we're gonna need some room to build. There, we can start with that. We're gonna need to be able to drop off resources. And there you have it. We'll go ahead and place as many crafting benches as we can just in this little area for now. We'll get them organized and everything like that later. But for the time being, we need to have access to crafting. And then we'll go ahead and put down castle floors, all that fun stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and start putting in some castle floors. Oh. And maybe one of those things that stops the... Yeah. There we go. You can see the shadow just slowly creep out there. Very nice. Alright, and once you've placed down the floors and got the basic length that you want for your base, I would go ahead and start placing items in groups, such as that is an alchemy floor item. This would be an alchemy floor item. This would be a forge, as would this. And then you have your woodworking stuff, of course. We'll go ahead and set that there, put this over there. as well as your grinder. Those 3 benches are probably all you're going to need for that. Then we have all of these over here. We've got some more alchemy items up there. And then, of course, you got your tailor stuff. This one doesn't have one. And then here, you got your library. I usually end up putting that in the library anyway. So, there you have it. We'll know what we need as far as rooms. For the time being, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different rooms. There will be more. Ridiculously, there will be more. Alright. And then right over here, thinking about starting our garden up. Should be fun times. We've hit our limit, but we can upgrade. We're going to need to smelt down some of that iron we grabbed on the way up here first in order to do that. But we can go ahead and start planting things at the very least. Alright, and we have 2 of these over here. We're going to save some of this raw copper for making more forges, but we can start getting our first bit of iron done. Now, as you can see, it does take a lot longer than the copper, so make sure that these things are constantly rolling with resources if you can. Alright, if we want to get our workshop working correctly, we need to put down the appropriate flooring. Bam! Got workshop floors. Now we just have to enclose this, and those will be working fabulously. So with our boss kills, we got the ability to make the iron, and we got the smithy. So we're sitting over here, we're slowly cooking things, don't have nearly enough, so we're going to go gather up a bunch of that, let a bunch of that cook, and go from there. Alright, and now we have enough resources that we can go ahead and place one of these, and we can start emptying out our inventory, hopping in here, back to our other base, grabbing up supplies and running them back up here. I did manage to capture a horse. If you walk up close to it, you can see its stats. It's about the same movement speed, acceleration, and turning speed. There are much faster ones, and I'm hoping to get one, but this one isn't bad. Bam. One thing I forgot to mention about horses, which is pretty cool, is if you're running past an enemy and you have your weapon out, you can easily do something like this. Bam! Get wrecked. It's just too bad this weapon isn't very good, but we're about to fix that. Alright, time to go back and get another load of resources. I love that you can teleport with the horses. That's great. All this back and forth has got us enough to unlock the spear. Awesome. That was a pretty good random. Alright, time to pick up the last bit of our old base. Finally dismantling the old base. Alright, and once everything is detached, bam, this base is clean. Let's head to our new home. Making a lot of progress here, but with that door, we can come back into here, and as you can see, these benches now have increased speed and reduced costs. All that fun stuff. This room is complete. We may need to put some windows to keep the light from killing us inside our own castle, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Bam! Now this area is considered an interior. Good deal. Now we just have to do the same thing all over the place here. Alright, and we finished it off. Check that out. We got the main hall here. We've got our workshop. We've got our alchemy room. We've got our rat nest. We have the tailoring room. We have our portal at the side of the building. And of course, we have our forging area. Now, we're going to need more rooms. But for the time being, this is good enough. We'll set things up and have them ready to go for future use. One more thing we can do before we go is put out some of these servant coffins so that way we can get an advancement. And there you have it. Right, yeah. Next thing we're going to want is a respawn point. We'll just set that there for the time being. And they want us to interact with the servant coffin. Fantastic. Claim another advancement. As you can see, our journal started lighting up. We have ourselves a new ability. Now, when this ability is active, none of these abilities down here work except for your weapon abilities, meaning you can't transform and run around. Basically, what you're going to do with this, you're going to go ahead and activate that. Your character will start to go like a pink purple, and you'll get yourself a new ability. Very easy. You just point your cursor where you want it to go, hold it in, shoot it at the enemy, and if the enemy is full health, it will slowly drain their HP. It won't give it to you, but once the target is down below a certain threshold, it will become charmed. Its health bar will turn blue, similar to yours, allowing you to then lead it around. Now, it can be killed by other NPCs that are running around in the world, especially the firebomb guys. They'll throw down fire. The thing you have charmed is going to walk through it and die. That's how most of your thralls are going to die, unfortunately. But why don't we go out and attempt to convert a human? So the primary thing that you want to look for whenever you're out trying to get thralls in a single player setting, you want to find the highest blood level you can, because it will give them really good stats when they get put in and converted into vampires. One thing to note, skeletons cannot be converted, so we're just going to run away from those. One more thing to keep an eye out for here. There's a reef of garlic around here. You'll notice effect around the edges of your screen. The longer you're in that area, the worse it is for you. You take 1% extra damage every single one of the garlic ticks. You'll see a little symbol pop up down here. Very negative effect. Now, it can go between 1 and 100, so don't get to 100. Double damage against you can hurt. Even if the enemies have a gray border on their name, they will destroy you. There you have it. There's what it looks like. Oh yeah, you get that reduced output as well. It's not great. It's so bad. There are potions that reduce the amount of garlic that you can get on yourself, but it's still pretty brutal. Ooh. There's a worker here. I think we're going to attempt to charm this one. 40% isn't bad at all. And just because it's a little villager that won't fight back whenever you attempt to do anything around it, doesn't mean that it can't be used as a thrall. And besides, it's temporary. The best way to get these thralls back to base safely is on a horse. If we can run past everything, we'll probably be okay. Otherwise, this thing's gonna die, so let's get moving. Now, the NPCs themselves won't hurt the thrall. It's the AoE fire effects that will really be devastating. So you've just got to run past everything. Now, they can, as you can see, keep up with the horse. And they don't tend to get stuck on things. However, if they do, they will teleport to you. Alright, we've made it back to base. There is our villager there. Bam. This one can infiltrate settlements easier, the difficulty of which is downgraded some. Increased amount of loot. This is a good one to convert. Alright. And it's finally finished with the conversion. So, you can see it was a 40% when it went in there. It gave it an extra 4 to 8% expertise, which is nice. It has 0 power, but we'll go over that momentarily. Bam! There is our new friend. Now, your servants will wander around your base. If there's enemies nearby, they will attack them. If you come up to it and interact, you can see they have spaces for armor, weapons, accessories. Now, any of the gear that you had picked up previously, you can go ahead and equip it to them. And they get levels similar to the way that you do. Very simply giving them some armor and a weapon will make them a lot more valuable to you. There you go. We went from level 0 to level 23. Its appearance doesn't change at all, but it's stronger. Trust me. But at any rate, go ahead and claim that. Bam! We can now make a throne, which is actually the next mission they want us to do. Alright everybody, and that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for stopping out. I greatly appreciate you. We managed to get ourselves a new companion, as well as get another boss kill and unlock the Iron Age. We have a castle built. We've moved to a new location. All kinds of goodness on this here episode. Hopefully next time we can get back to the boss grind. But in between this recording and the next recording, I'm going to do a ton of iron gathering, a bunch of resourcing and stuff like that, so we're ready to get back into the fun stuff. But with all that said, make sure that you get in on those giveaways before you go, as well as checking out all the media links that are down there as well, as I'm all over the place now, and I greatly appreciate all the support. Until next time, though, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.